Okay, here's the truth. I have had one specific idea for a new online course bookmarked for months and possibly a year. But even though I know my audience wants it, I keep prioritizing other projects, and my brain and calendar are convinced that I don't have the time. However, this week I am between projects, and I think I have a small window of opportunity to finally make this happen. But if it doesn't work out this week, then I don't think I'll have time to try again for months. So, over the next 7 days, the plan is to bring you behind the scenes in my business to show you my process, my wins and challenges, and my real launch numbers for this new mini course. And honestly, I have no idea what will happen, but my goal is to try something new and maybe share some tips along the way. So, the inspiration for this idea came from a survey I shared with my email list a few months ago, where I asked my audience of online business owners which of these mini products would be the most valuable for you within the next 6 to 8 months. Voters could choose multiple answers, but the number one answer, with 51% of the vote, was lead magnet creation and automation. A lead magnet is a free resource given in exchange for someone's email address, and they're used to attract buyers and build your email list. To me, this idea felt like a clear winner, but I just want to say that I know not everyone is able to pull an existing audience, especially if you are earlier stage. And in that case, you might need to do your own brainstorming or external research. So I am grateful for the audience that I have, and I do think it's noteworthy that I am not starting my business from scratch, and my results should reflect that work and foundation that I've already built. So in my case, I do have a clear idea that I'm excited to move forward with, and now it's time to outline my curriculum. I like to start with a new blank note in Notion, and since I cover lead magnet creation in my email marketing program, it's noteworthy that I'm not starting from scratch. I had a hunch that I'd group my lessons into 2 or 3 sections, and then I like to create a rough outline of my lesson ideas with just a few bullet points that come to mind. I might add or rearrange things as I go, and I also like to make note if a workbook or template idea comes to mind. This process looks different for everyone, and for a mini course like this, I've always preferred a simple approach, but for transparency, my process does look different for a longer signature program, since it does take a few more steps to research and map out those longer projects. I also need to think about my price point, and as a tip, anytime you launch a new product, it is a marketing opportunity to do something special and to create an offer that is limited time. And there's authentic urgency because it is brand new. This is the best ever offer you will most likely share. So in my case, I'm either going to do a best ever price, like an early bird price, or I might include a special bonus or possibly both. So I'm going to need to do a little bit of brainstorming. I worked through a few scenarios before landing on a pre-sale offer of $37 plus 1 bonus group coaching call where students can get support from me live on Zoom. I also need a course name, and after brainstorming on my own, I tried using Claude to expand my options, and I've honestly been hesitant to embrace AI, but I do think that brainstorming is one of its strong suits. In the end, I decided to choose one of the very first names that came to mind while I was outlining, the Lead Magnet Blueprint. Okay, the last step I have to do today is also my least favorite step in the entire process, which is writing a sales page. I love to teach. I love all the techie stuff, but selling is not in my DNA. Like, it is not something that I was just innately born with. And I have definitely improved over the years, and I have a lot of great copywriters that I've worked with in the past to thank for that. If curious, one book that did change my perspective is To Sell As Human by Dan Pink. Great read. I'll put a link in the description. But this is just one of those tasks that I put off as long as possible. I do literally everything else. I watch the entire back catalog of Love Island. Like, anything to not write a sales page, I will do it. But I think one benefit of doing this challenge is that I have put myself on this limited time crunch. So I really have to write the whole page today, or maybe finish it in the morning, in order to stay on schedule. So I'm just gonna do my best to not overthink it and write a great page. So let's get into a montage. With my most appropriate mug in hand, I kicked off day 2 by creating a new list in ClickUp. I do this at the start of any new project where I'll map out all of the deliverables and break larger tasks like sales page creation into subtasks. I'll also assign myself deadlines to do the work, but since I have such a short time frame, I'm actually planning to open the pre-sale for this mini course on Monday, which means that I have to get a lot done today if I want to stay on track. One graphic I want to create is a course mockup. So I used Canva to put this together, and I'll use this image on my sales page and checkout page. I currently use ThriveCart for all of my checkout pages. And by the way, I'll include links to all of the tools I've been using, plus some extra resources in the description. I'm happy with my checkout page, so now I'm going to build an email automation to welcome new students to the program. I currently use ActiveCampaign, but I don't necessarily think it's right for everyone, and I will include a link in the description to my video where I compare today's best email marketing platforms if you're looking for my recommendation. That just leaves me with one more task today, finishing my sales page. Fortunately, I only have a few sections left to write, and it was definitely helpful to come back today instead of trying to force the whole thing yesterday. Once the copy felt like 95% done, I switched over to my WordPress site to add a new page and start building. One page building tip I can offer is to use template blocks or saved blocks. So this section was pre-designed and has some text elements on the left and an image on the right. And I very rarely have to build a section from scratch because I'm almost always starting from a template section, which not only saves time, but also makes my website and brand look really consistent and professional. So today is Monday, it is launch day, and I still have a ton to do. I wasn't able to finish the sales page on Friday, so I had to come back to it this morning and build out the last few sections. I also went back to ThriveCart to create a coupon for this promotion, which will expire at the end of the pre-sale. It may have taken more time, but I'm really happy with how the sales page turned out, and now I can get started on my sales emails. I pulled up another Wit Wire template, and I outlined my plan for a 3-email series. From there, I spent maybe 30 or 45 minutes writing my first sales email, and then I built it in ActiveCampaign and sent myself a test email before finalizing. So good news, I have made some early sales, and it's at least given me enough validation to move forward into curriculum creation, which is what I'm going to focus on today. I started by creating 2 workbooks. One with a prompt vault to help brainstorm and choose your best lead magnet, and one with starter templates to write a strong opt-in page and your lead magnet delivery email, which will be automated. Then I like to use Google Slides for my curriculum. And for maybe half of my lessons, I was able to start with slides I'd previously created for other programs. So I used this opportunity to audit and refresh those existing lessons, and then I created the rest of my curriculum just for this mini course. At this point, I feel like my slides are in a good spot, so it's time to rearrange this room and start recording. I prefer to face my window while I work, but I turn my desk to record course videos so I can get a nice picture-in-picture shot with the blue wall behind me. From this angle, you can see that the white wall with doors is what's opposite the window, and it just isn't as nice looking, so having a desk on wheels has been a huge help. You may also notice that I've changed shirts, and that's because I always wear black t-shirts for course recordings. I started doing it mostly for continuity across all videos, but I also really like the ease of not needing to decide what to wear. I'm happy with how the first few recordings went, and hopefully I'll be able to finish the rest tomorrow. We are back with another black t-shirt, but I do need to write my second sales email before I can start recording. I usually prefer to write emails a bit further in advance, but the benefit of a short timeline like this one is that it does leave less room for perfectionism. In total, it took me 1 hour and 14 minutes to fully write, build, and test this email. And now that it's done, I can get back into recording. I like to record lessons in batches. So I'll usually record a full section or group of lessons in a day, or I do take breaks in between for longer sections. I also prefer to record right after I've made or updated the lessons while it's still fresh on my mind. I finished my last on-camera video, so I can flip my office back to the window-facing setup. And even though recording days like this can be a bit tiring, it is definitely validating to see more sales coming in throughout the day, since it makes the hard work and energy all feel worth it. Good morning. It is Thursday. It's day 6 and we are in the home stretch. So today I'm planning to finish recording and editing my videos, and then I'm going to build the mini course. The last videos to record are my tech tutorials, and I'm usually not on camera for these. For example, in this tutorial, I'll share my screen to show students how to build their opt-in page in Kit, and I'll create another tutorial to show them how to build an email automation to deliver their lead magnet. If curious, I'm also recording tech tutorials for 2 other email marketing platforms, since I don't think there is one universal best choice for everyone. After finishing all of the tutorials, it's time to move into editing. Now, you might be surprised to hear that I rarely spend more than 2 minutes editing a standard course video. And that's because they don't need to be like YouTube videos, which often include B-roll or text to keep viewers engaged. Those are great strategies for marketing videos, but course videos are a type of product video, so they can often be much more straightforward. Since I've done this for a long time, I can usually teach a 10 to 15 minute course lesson straight through without stopping, and then I'll trim the beginning and end of the clip, and that's all the editing it really needs. Other times I'll cut out a restart mid-lesson, or infrequently some lesson edits are a bit more involved. But this process is rarely as complex as some people think. So I wanted to share that you don't need to be an experienced video editor to be a successful course creator. Once that's done, it's time to actually build my mini course. I currently use Circle for all of my courses and programs, but you'll find a link in the description with my top recommendations for course creation platforms. I'll start by creating a new course, and I'll give it a name and an icon. I'll also add a course thumbnail, which I created in Canva to match my branding. Next, let's add section labels, and they're scheduled to unlock on the official course release date. I'll also add all of the lessons I'll need within each of my 3 sections and my bonus section. For now, I'm just labeling the lessons, but once I'm done with my outline, I'll go into each individual lesson to add my curriculum. I'll upload my finished videos, and I'll add any workbooks and suggested action items throughout the course. I think that's a wrap on day 6, but I am actually about to head to the airport. So after the launch has wrapped, I'll be back to share the final results. It's been a few days, but now that I'm back, it's time to reveal the final results. To recap, our pre-sale for the Lead Magnet Blueprint ran from Monday, August 18th through Friday, August 22nd. I shared this offer exclusively with my email list, and on day 1, I made 6 sales. Admittedly, this felt like a slow start, but by the next morning, I passed 10 sales and ended day 2 with 16 total sales. On Wednesday, I sent our second sales email, which helped add 16 new sales on day 3, plus 5 sales on day 4. But to no surprise, the majority of my sales came on day 5, the final day. I made 39 sales that day, which meant that we ended up with 76 total sales, which I'm very happy about. By the way, this graph shows 7 of those sales on Saturday because this report is in Eastern time, but my promotion closed at midnight Pacific time. So the last sales were recorded after midnight in my reporting time zone. Also, if curious, between my current business and my past full-time work, I've seen the last sales day account for 40 to 70% of sales for an entire campaign pretty regularly. And that can be tough mentally when you're in the middle of things, but that is one reason why I often tell clients to see out any promotion through the end, even if it feels like it's not on target, because buyers are deadline driven. So it really is tough to know how things will actually end up until we see it through. I'm really excited to see what these new students will build. And by the way, this mini course is now live and available for purchase. You'll find a link in the description, and when you join, I'll help you create a high-converting lead magnet and fully build your email automation in as little as a day. And if you enjoyed this video, leave me a comment to let me know, because this did take a really long time to put together, and it would be so helpful to know if you'd like to see more of this style in the future. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Wit Wire, and I'll see you soon.